After what happened with a certain comic book retailer and his post from his what he was doing, a video that he was doing for YouTube going viral and getting attacked by all these so-called comic pros and everything that's come out about it, the flames for that have not gone out as yet. A lot of these cancel pigs are out there doing what they can to try and defame and all sort of stuff. But Mark Millar did did an interview with some comic book some people in the comic book world, some retailers and stuff. And one such retailer is Phil Boyle of Coliseum Comics, who owns like 10 comic book shops and also a distribution business and all that stuff. And he has come out and exposed the fact that Marvel and DC have been bold-facedly lying about how good comic book sales are, which is something that I have been saying, or that other people have also been saying. And this is somebody who actually owns comic book shops, so he will have the better idea, the better understanding of what's going on. So pretend all they want. This is the facts out there. Get into this article from Cosmic Book News that covers it. Comic book store owner confirms Marvel and DC Comics downturn. Phil Boyle of Coliseum Comics reveals the state of the industry and sales for his 10 comic book shops. Mark Millar's interview with 3 comic book retailers is now out, where one comic book owner confirms a downturn in American comics with Marvel and DC Comics. With Marvel and DC Comics make up the big two. They are responsible for a majority of the American comics published. They are also responsible for the foot traffic, getting fans into comic shops. So what typically happens is a fan will come in to buy Batman, Spider-Man, or X-Men, and then they will pick up another title, which could be Marvel, DC, or an indie book. You see, this is how a lot of people do these things. This is how I used to do. Now, again, as I say, in my country, we don't really have comic book shops. When I was younger, growing up, we didn't have corner comic book shops and that thing. No. You would be very lucky if you could find comic books in some store or something. And most of the time, I was reading things 10 years back that people already done read and everything like that. And sometimes if you're lucky to get one issue, you're not getting a next issue of it. So this is why comic book shops are so important, especially when it comes to the United States. And this is why what Glenn was saying is so important. You see, people will go into these shops to buy Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, X-Men, you name it, because these are established characters, established titles, established comic books. And when they go in there to get these books, and they may be looking around and say, oh, this looks interesting, like that. But you see, this is why comic book shop owners are so important, especially people who actually care about their business. Now, Glenn will literally come up to you and say, hey, you know what, if you like this comic, check out this one. The art is really good. The story is fantastic. It's going really well. I'm reading it myself. It's actually pacing really well. I think you really will enjoy this. And you may also enjoy this other title as well. And you will say like, okay, thanks, no problem. Let me give this a try. And this is how you build a fan base. This is it. But if Glenn now just goes and tells people, listen, everything in here is absolute perfection. Pick up this issue of Hawk Girl, where 3 lesbians try to gang rape Supergirl. You love it. Hey, pick up this issue of Batman, where the entire Bat family decides to support crime and turn on Batman while beating him half to death. You love this. You love it. Pick up this issue of X-Men, where it has Orgy Island. You will love this. You'll love it. Pick up this issue of Spider-Man, where they're literally destroying his life. You're gonna love this. Absolutely love it. Hey, pick up this issue of this comic because it has a whole bunch of diverse crap, and they spend 22 pages telling you that you're a bastard for not loving this. You're gonna absolutely find this fantastic. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? This is why when he has to give honest opinions, this is what he has to do. Because if he doesn't tell you that, nobody will come back to his store. So if you make good comics and stuff, this is how you drive a business. But that's not what they're doing. Let's go on. Right, they talk about a recent chart from ICV2 get posted to Twitter as saying that, comic sales have never been better and all kind of thing. All of this, and however, the chart doesn't reveal that what is really going on is graphic novels and manga are responsible for the boost in sales. Both Marvel and DC comic sales are down. This is the chart they tried to put up here, right? But it's manga that's holding it up. Like they have other things like Dog Man, Chainsaw Man, these kind of things. Right. Right. Okay. So Phil Boyle, Coliseum of Comics in Florida, who owns 10 comic book shops in addition to a distribution warehouse. Boyle says, in addition to manga being included in the comic sales numbers, graphic novels such as Dog Man are also included. Yes, that's what they do. They take manga, add it into the comic sales and say, listen, it's doing better than ever. But that's not the case. Manga is doing really good. People are actually interested in manga. People would rather read manga because the stories are interesting. They don't give two flying craps about DC or Marvel. But you're putting it all together and saying, listen, a car is a car. It doesn't matter where it's made from. So if you have cars made in America and you have cars made in Japan, and the Japanese cars are selling really well, you're lumping all these things together and saying, what cars are doing so well? No, cars in Japan are selling well, not in North America. So you see the difference there, but this is the line that they use. He continues on. It depends on what they are putting in on that. They are including Dog Man, which has starting print runs of 5 million, said Boyle. They're including every manga out there. When you look at Marvel and DC periodicals, he shakes his head. They're not making up a significant portion of anything right now. I come back again to Demon Slayer. The last volume of Demon Slayer outsold every North American comic book ever. Well, within the whole year or two, it was like a few months or years, something like that. Outsold all of them. It was so popular, they had to really reprint it like about twice or like 2 times, something like that, because people wanted it. That's what's going on. People wanted to see the last volume of Demon Slayer. When was the last time anybody gets excited for anything Marvel or DC is putting out? But you're trying to lump all of that together and say, listen, all of this is one big pot, so comics are doing well. No, it's not. Boyle also says his stores sell a lot of manga. We sell a lot of it. We sell an awful lot of it, actually, he said. We sell Dog Man. We sell everything from Sonic and those types of books, Sailor Moon. We sell a lot of manga. We sell Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan and everything else. We order those. We literally buy them by the hundreds when the next issue comes out. Yeah, because people are going to buy that. There's one store that I have that is in my country. I'm not sure if they have others, but the one that I know of that has comics selling in it. The thing is, what that store mainly sells is trading cards like Pokemon, Magic, The Gathering. They have manga and stuff in it. But what comics they do have? When I asked the guy who was there, he said that most people, if they come in, like very few, maybe one or two, they come in just to buy the covers. They have no interest in what's going on in the book. They just buy the covers. They just buy the comic book for the covers, and that's like maybe 2 people every month or something. So, but more people will buy trading cards. More people will buy manga. I mean, I have visited a couple bookstores in my country, and I can tell you, there's manga selling in these bookstores. You know what's not there? Comics. And some years ago, there used to be a few comics in these stores, but now manga is outselling it. And they even said that that when When manga finishes selling out, because it usually sells out, they have to immediately order more. And that's how big the demand for it is. There's no demand for Marvel and DC comics. Most people just don't care. They see what's going on and they're like, I have no interest in reading this garbage, and they move on. God, I'm also more than all right. Phil Boyle also wrote an article for ICV2 titled "Comic Stores 2023." It's nearly 2024, and I'm more than concerned. Yeah, this is the article here. Speaking with Millar, he went over his sales for DC and Marvel, revealing big drops. Our DC sales from 2022 to 2023 dropped 14%. Marvel dropped 8%. That may not sound terrible, but if we take out the ratio variance, which means the actual comics people are reading, DC is down 17% across my chain. And considering nobody's reading DC, to drop 17% on nothing is really a shocker. Marvel is down 24% again, and Boom is down 73%, he said. Yeah, people are just walking away. So we've had an awful lot of downturns. We've had a lot of people who are just tired of the fact there doesn't seem to be a lot of editorial oversight. I mean, I never put anything out on paper now. They literally have people just taking a literal dump on these pages, and Marvel and DC are just happy to print it. And then act like, you're the problem for not liking it. There are a lot of retailers that have worked for damn near minimum wage for an awful lot of years because of the passion of what they love, and unfortunately that is being gutted. And as I put out before, where else can you get 2,000 people across America and more across the rest of the world who are willing to work for minimum wage, 50 and 60 hours a week to promote your product and pay you to do it? If you had to actually hire that kind of marketing team, it would cost you millions. But these publishers, they treat us like a cash cow. Yeah, because they're not interested. They're getting you to promote their comics. They literally for free or for minimum wage or whatever. And they wouldn't even do the work to put out something decent that you could promote. Again, like I said, he is more putting out, he has more manga than anything selling. And that is true with a lot of things. So yeah, Phil Boyle has exposed them as well, because Marvel and DC have been lying as usual about how fantastic comic sales are. The man has 10 comic book shops across America. 10. Plus he owns a distribution business that is doing it. So he will know, he will have the actual numbers. What he is saying here is that, manga is selling. Manga is what they are actually putting these numbers out as and saying, well, it's so fantastic. So I don't even report anymore on the top 50 comics and stuff anymore, because the numbers literally mean nothing anymore. They're literally trying to hide, and basically if you're saying that, okay, Spider-Man and Batman are number 1 and 2, of how much is the question, of how much? Because the sales are down. They're not getting any better, because you just keep wanting to destroy your entire business, and you seem happy to do it. Your thoughts on this in the comments. Have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, so they hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.